What is up? What is up? What it do? We are bike, baby. Dry humping. Episode 17. We're doing this again. You know how we do. We get in, we get out. We talk about the world. And then we do it again a week later. Except recently, had a little 2-week hiatus. Truth be told, I did an episode 2 weeks ago. Most of it was about the stuff going on in Afghanistan, and I was trying to provide a little bit of nuance to the conversation and talk about both sides of it, and I honestly sucked at it so much that I just didn't feel comfortable putting it out. If I still have the video, it'll be playing right here on the screen so you can actually see it for those who are on YouTube or Facebook or the Gram. And yeah, last week I looked like this, so I want to get my hair and stuff done and get a little bit back to myself before we get bike. We are here. We back doing it every week. Let's go. First and foremost, prayers to the Gulf of Mexico, Louisiana, and the whole Gulf area got hit with Hurricane Ida, which is now a tropical storm. Eerie enough, it was right at 16 years after Katrina. And if you checked it out online, looked at any of the photos, the damage is there. The damage is real. There has been loss of life. The last number I read was 7. So, rest in peace to those 7 people. Prayers to their family. My condolences to the families. For everyone else who's there, there's been a lot of loss of power. Those people who are there are now faced with a rebuild. And I know right now they're probably thinking about, we just want to get some air conditioner. We just want to get some electricity. The Gulf is a very hot and humid place. So I can only imagine what they're going through now with no electricity. And on the back end, they have hospitals who are dealing with all of these things. And those hospitals are still dealing with COVID cases. So it's a very bad situation going on in Louisiana and the Gulf right now. Just please keep them in your prayers. If you can donate anything, there are links available to do that. And we're going to move on. The governor of Arizona a while ago banned mask mandates for his schools. If you're an Arizona school district, you are not allowed to put any mask mandates in place. And if you did, they were going to stop funding to your school. So most schools did not put any mask mandates in place. And for some of the schools who did, there were teachers who went and sued the school districts to get those mask mandates lifted. It's just been a whole debate with masks in schools in Arizona. School has now started in Arizona, and COVID cases are going up in schools. And in some of these places, parents are upset. They want to know why these mask mandates are not allowed to be put in place. Some parents rather not send their kids to a place that is a COVID hotbed, and that is understandable. What are we doing in Arizona? Same thing going on in Florida. Why are we saying, hey, a mask is harmless? A mask is harmless. This whole thing about unmask our kids. If you don't want your kid to wear a mask for public safety, if you don't want your kids to follow the public safety regulations, keep your kid at home. Homeschool them. This whole thing about we don't want our kids to wear a mask, but we want our kids to live freely amongst everybody else in the middle of a public health crisis, it's ridiculous. And the fact that we're debating public health and public health is at the forefront of the argument is a problem. We should not be arguing about these things. It should be just common sense. Government should be strong enough in all places to handle it. And government should also be competent enough to handle it. Government should also be competent enough to help out of this. We should have officials in all places, on all levels of government, who can look at a problem and say, okay, whether I feel a certain way about masks, whether I feel a certain way about vaccinations, whether I feel a certain way about any of this, I can look at the data, I can look at the science, and I can say, okay, doing these things and doing these things will help prevent a public health crisis. Let's put those things in place. And if you're a government official and asking that is too much to ask of you, then you should not be a fucking government official. What are we doing here, people? What are we doing? Where we have governors of states saying, hey, masks can help prevent the spread of this respiratory virus, this airborne virus. Wearing a mask can help prevent the spread of it, along with getting vaccinated. I'm going to say schools cannot put mask mandates in place, and I'm not going to encourage my residents and my constituency to get vaccinated. How and why? Let's move on. Whew. All right, deep breath. That is infuriating, man. Oh, man. Okay, Texas. I don't get a break from being infuriated. Texas has basically put an abortion ban in place. Basically, at this point, anything after 6 weeks is not allowed. Most places are not allowed to perform any abortions after 6 weeks. The Supreme Court decided to sit this out. I'm not a political analyst by any means, but I'm thinking maybe the Supreme Court decided to sit this out for right now because any ruling that they make could possibly affect Roe v. Wade, and they're not ready to make that decision yet. They're not ready to get into the Roe v. Wade argument yet. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But when you look at some of the things in place with this abortion law in Texas, the thing that jumped out to me was it basically deputized the citizens of Texas to enforce these laws. And in a place like Texas, where everyone's allowed to have a gun and people do stuff like go stand in front of the Capitol with semi-automatic weapons all the time, we're going to let gun-holding people in Texas, your everyday Texas citizen, decide if they're going to be the person who enforces these abortion laws? Are you kidding? Who wrote that into the bill? How did that pass? And again, how can someone in government not look at that and say, wait a minute, this could be tragic. This could not go the right way. As a matter of fact, I can see more ways that this could go wrong as opposed to right. Oh, well, let's sign it. Who the hell does that? How are you in office as a governor, as a state senator, as a whatever, and you allowed that to go through? We're going to deputize gun-holding citizens to enforce one of the most controversial laws on the books. What the fuck, Texas? Come on. Do we want America to survive or not? That's the question I'm asking today. Do we want America to survive or not? Do we want America to survive, or do we want it just to go down in a smoke of chaos because it'll be fun to be a part of it and watch it? Because personally, I don't think it'll be fun to watch, and I damn sure don't think it'll be fun to be a part of. Maybe people in other countries will enjoy to watch the downfall of America from other parts of the world. I damn sure don't want to be a part of it. But when you got idiots running places, that's where we're headed. We're going to deputize citizens with guns to uphold a very controversial law that's split down party lines in this political climate? You fucking idiots. We're going to move on because I'm trying not to get frustrated. Whew. Breathe. Police officers and some paramedics have been charged in the 2019 death of Elijah Mcclain. For those of you who do not remember this story, Elijah Mcclain was a young black kid who was walking home with the hoodie on, just left the convenience store. He was approached by officers, and they were just harassing and bothering him, asking him questions. He was like, listen, I live right down the street. I live in this neighborhood. I'm just trying to go home. They wouldn't leave him alone. Things got physical. They ended up putting him in a chokehold and killing him. I saw the body cam video. It's heartbreaking. I don't watch those types of videos anymore, but those officers will be charged with this death, and we will see how it goes. There's really not much to update there. Oddly enough, this news has now calmed me down a little bit. Hopefully we'll get some justice here. Hopefully we will. It took 2 years for them to decide to press charges. Hopefully, we get some justice and the family gets a little bit of relief, because what happened to Elijah was a tragedy and very, very much unnecessary. We're going to move on. And I hate to announce this. No, I don't. I'm lying. The Crate Challenge is dead, people. It's over. TikTok just banned it. They're not allowing it on their platform anymore. Other social media companies are either implementing it or talking about implementing the same rules because so many people were falling and getting injured. So the viral trend has died of making stairs out of milk crates and going up and down them. Unfortunately. Still, shout out to this woman who did it in heels. Yes, 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 sister. Um, we got to find something else. Maybe back to somebody's going to find another dance. Hopefully, we don't do another challenge that involves eating something. No more Tide Pod challenges. No more cayenne pepper challenges. No ghost pepper challenges. Nothing like that. Let's get back to finding some creative dances. Let's help another music artist who has a nice song. Let's help them get some notoriety, get some money, get some concerts. And hopefully people get vaccinated so we can all go enjoy these concerts. In the meantime, in between time, tell me in the comments, have you listened to Kanye's Donda yet? I have not. Looking for some reviews first. Let me know. That is it. This has been Dry Humpin'. I will see you next week. This was fun. This was therapeutic for me. Very much so. I hope you got something out of it as well. Until next time, as always, have fun.